It's time for Colbert on Golf with Jim Colbert and Kevin Keatsman. Each week, we'll break down what's happening in the world of golf with insights and big-name interviews, plus tips from the winner of 28 tournaments on the PGA and Champions Tours, Jim Colbert. Colbert on Golf is built by Midland Exteriors, online at midlandexteriors.com. Midland Exteriors, we've thought of everything.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to Colbert on Golf, presented by Midland Exteriors. I'm Kevin Keatsman. In the next 30 minutes, we'll spend time with our favorite pro, Jim Colbert, talking about the things going on in the world of golf and maybe relive some of his NCAA moments as the college championships are taking place this week in the Division I level of the NCAAs. But first, let's just say hello to our friendly pro, Jim Colbert. Hi, pro. How you doing?
Kevin, I'm doing fine. I'm back in Manhattan, Kansas, and been working out a little bit. I think I've lost my head, but trying to get in a little bit better shape. I had a lot of discipline my whole life, and I just haven't used it in the last year or two, so trying to get a little of that back.
That sounds like a pretty good plan, and it's been a little tough, I know, in a lot of places to get out on the golf course around the state of Kansas, really the whole Midwest, and it affected the tour last week at the Byron Nelson where it was flooded down there in Irving, Texas. But, well, we've had a lot of rain. It's hard to get the golfers out on the course right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've lost a lot of rain days right here. Marsh's brother owns a course in Norman called the Trails, and I think he was closed 21 days, straight days. It's been devastating. We haven't gotten it nearly as bad up here as they have in Texas and Oklahoma, but the lake's full. I wish I could schedule these rainstorms in, one a month, and it'd be good with me.
It'd be just fine. You could have all kinds of people playing every day and then fill the reservoir back up when you need it. That'd be pretty good.
I prefer the rain at night, by the way.
Exactly right. Doesn't affect the revenue as much then, does it?
Exactly.
Very nice. Stephen Bowditch wins at the Byron Nelson in Irving. He's an Australian, and he won rather easily. And it was a very interesting tournament from the standpoint of they had to modify the golf course. They took the 14th hole and converted it to a par 3. Gary Woodland from the University of Kansas actually had a hole-in-one on that hole after they converted it. And on this hole, the fairways flooded. The water came up out of the reservoir over the fairway, and it flooded the bunkers. When the water receded, there was still water in the bunkers, and there were fish in the bunkers by the lake that they had to get out and put them back in the reservoir. I mean, that course was a mess, man.
Oh, yeah, it really was a mess. And if they don't get those fish back in the right water, I didn't like their chance. But, they tried to do that. In Dallas, in the Nelson, we used to play at Preston Trail. And we had a big rainstorm there, and they did that to the 17th hole, made it a 3-par, and I was playing there, and I probably shouldn't say all this, but anyway, coming along the last round, I was playing 36 holes, and I forget, my friend of mine, Joe Carsdale, was a doctor or something, he said, take this pill, give you a little energy and whatever, some kind of upper, I'm sure. And so I'm playing along, and, man, I'm going really good. I'm thinking, man, this is bad stuff because I really like it. And I got to the 17th hole, which was the 35th hole. Walking to the tee, I guess it wore off. I went over there. The hole, we're teeing off about 40 yards short of where the creek is, and the creek is 100 yards short of the green. And walking over there, I said, oh, man, God, I feel terrible. Anyway, I hit my tee shot on that hole. I think I was 3 under, and I didn't even get to the water. I mean, it didn't go 30 yards with like an 8-iron.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was under some kind of artificial help till right that second.
And then crashed.
I went double bogey, and I think I shot 71.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
Oh, the 71st hole crash. That's not any good. Well,
the crash was interior in my health.
Yeah.
And that was the only time I ever tried that. It gave me a lot of energy, and I was pretty alert for a long time. But when that thing wore off, man, I hit the bottom in 10 seconds.
Well, yeah, and there's no doubt.
Shouldn't have said all that.
No, it's all good. It can definitely be a grind. I mean, we see it, and I can't imagine the mental grind of the long delays. sometimes golfers will start a round, then you have just a ridiculously long delay, and then you go restart your day. There's a mental grind to that, too, and it's got to just get ridiculously boring waiting around some of these weekends with all this rain.
The tough part of it is when TV got in the game, when I first started and everything, you could play 18 holes and shoot 60, and if over 50% of the field didn't finish, you started over.
Oh.
But now with television, they didn't have it. They didn't used to buy insurance for that, and so what they do now is every shot counts. So I don't care if you're teeing off 8 o'clock Monday morning, you say, man, we're not even going to get in 3 holes. And, you make 3 bogeys in the worst weather you ever saw. And you don't play again until the next day, you're 3 over starting out, where in the old days they just wiped everything out. It's for television and for the game, everybody knows. Every time you hit the ball counts. So you got to suck it up no matter what the weather's like.
How many times, if you play a full schedule, or just an average pro on the PGA Tour or the Champions Tour, if you play a full schedule for the whole year, how many times do you have almost no chance of winning that week because you just got the bad draw on Thursday and Friday with weather?
Oh, it happens. It definitely happens. And it works for you and against you. When I made my first big check in Jacksonville when I finished third, I played it in the right segment there, and I think of the 72 or 3 guys, that made the cut, there was less than 10 from the other side that got there, that played opposite us. I mean, that was a huge break that week, and I ended up finishing third. But I mean, it was obvious that there wasn't 10 guys on the other half of the field that made the top 70.
You got the draw.
As far as these rainouts, Kevin, I'm positive I have the world record. I have won 2 tournaments on the PGA Tour on Tuesday. I won the Pensacola Open, the $100,000 tournament in 1969 on Tuesday, and I won the Phoenix Open in 1980, Tucson, Joe Garagiola Tucson Open in 1980 on Tuesday. They don't even think about playing on Tuesday anymore.
Right.
And in those days, they were 2 big tournaments. I'll tell you what, when you finish on Tuesday, there isn't any presentation of the trophy out there. You're lucky if you can find it in your locker. And the only person left in the locker room, if you're playing in the last group, is the locker man, because he's just waiting for his tip. I mean, it's pretty lonely out there on Tuesday, I can tell you that.
Oh, but it's good to win. When you win on Tuesday, you'll take it like any other day of the week. The Memorial is this weekend, which is a really good golf tournament on a course that I know you're very familiar with. Maybe just take a moment or two and talk about this week's event, the Memorial.
Memorial, it's Jack Nicklaus's baby, and he's done a wonderful job there and made it a huge tournament. He's hosted the Ryder Cup there. When they first built it, he overdid the structure of the bunker structure, and so that I would almost say 100%, but nothing's 100%. Almost every bunker you had a downhill lie coming out of the bunker. You never had a level lie or an uphill lie. You were always on the downhill side of the bunker, the way they were sloped. You talk about a hard golf course, because, the greens are firm. If it's not raining, the ball's going to bounce in the bunker. And now you got a downhill lie to a close pin, or you're shooting towards the water like on 14, coming out of that left bunker on 14. There was more double bogeys made out of there than pars. So over the years, they've changed it all. You remember one year he put furrows in the bunkers like they used to in Pittsburgh on that golf course at Oakmont. But it is really a good test of golf. And what I'm interested in is our boy Tiger's back. How many times he won there? 6?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of his 5 favorite golf courses. And he's had a few more weeks to practice. I don't know about our listeners, but I'm anxious to see what kind of games he got. Has he got all the short game? Has he got his driver figured out? I don't know. It ought to be a good watch is all I can say.
Should be indeed. We're talking with Jim Colbert. This is Colbert on Golf. When we come back, we'll spend a little time on the NCAA Division I championships. We have an individual champion, and the teams are competing this week. Back in 1964, Jim Colbert finished second in the NCAA Division I men's championship. We'll talk about the current year That's coming up next on Colbert on Golf.
Midland Exteriors is proud to be a presenting sponsor of Colbert on Golf. Just as Jim Colbert pursued excellence on the course, Midland Exteriors is committed to excellent products for your home and exceptional customer service for you. Midland Exteriors knows Kansas weather can be tough on your home, so we offer only fiberglass windows and seamless steel or fiber cement siding. It's the good stuff, and so is our service. Online at MidlandExteriors.com. Midland Exteriors, we've thought of everything.
Colbert Hills is one of the most unique golf experiences in the entire Midwest, and the hills are calling your name. At Colbert Hills, you're going to experience huge elevation changes, tour-quality greens, and an award-winning design by Jim Colbert. Tee times, specials, and stay-and-play packages are available online at ColbertHills.com. Book a foursome or bring a huge group, and the staff at Colbert Hills will roll out its legendary hospitality. Who knows? You might even run into Jim at the tee box or after your round at Colbert's, which is so much more than just the 19th hole. Visit ColbertHills.com today.